The day has finally come that I need to clear my roof. We've had a lot of snow this season already. It's only late December now. It's the 26th of December. We've had a ton of snow already fall. Yesterday we had a break in the weather. We had blue skies. From tomorrow we'll be getting another 1 meter or 4 feet of snow that will occur over the next 3 days, 2-3 days. My roof is at a point now where it is loaded and I'm gonna have to take this snow off. That's what this video is all about, removing the snow and the old Japanese traditional way. Let me show you how it's done.
Happy travels!
A quick message up front to say thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting on my videos. And an even more special thanks to those who have been so generous to donate to me recently on Ko-Fi. I really appreciate your support. It means so much to me. If you'd like to support me on Ko-Fi and shout me a coffee, you can find the link in the description of the video. Thank you very much.
Snow removal, or yuki-oroshi, is more than just a winter chore. It's a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of Japanese communities. In regions like Myoko and Yuzawa in Niigata, or Kuchan in Hokkaido, where snowfall can reach meters high, this activity is crucial to prevent structural damage to buildings, ensure safety, and keep homes and businesses functional through the harsh winter months. Snow can be exceptionally heavy, and if left unchecked, it risks roof collapses and other serious issues. Traditionally, simple tools like wooden snow brooms, shovels, and ropes were used, often with neighbors working together to clear roofs safely. While modern methods like snowblowers and heating systems are now common, many rural areas still rely on these time-tested techniques. Yuki-oroshi isn't just about clearing snow. It's about adapting to nature's challenges with creativity and cooperation. Today I'll show you how this centuries-old practice is done right here on my own roof. My roof is loaded up the top. I did clear the bottom part, but that has built up again. You can see it on my neighbor's too. His is really loaded up, probably more than mine. But I'm actually gonna start around the backside, which I'll show you right now. This ice we have falling down here. Everything has started to melt a little bit. When I say melt, just compact. That roof is loaded up, I'll do that too. I recently lost my parking space to nature here, but I'm parking inside now in my shelter that I'm renting out. So that snow is gonna come down from there. I'm gonna start with the back. I can actually climb out the back window. And all of that's gonna pile up down here. I'll then need to move that or keep that there, depending on how much effort I wanna put in today. But we are gonna get a lot more snow. This will be my weapon of choice. I'll use this shovel to do most of the work today. Japanese style.
We're gonna need some sunscreen. And for Japan, I'd recommend this one, Freelab. It's a 50+ SPF. The good thing about this one compared to a lot of the ones you find in Japan, it's not for makeup. That's a lot of the popular ones that you see and are advertised and people know about is this makeup brand that has it's a sunscreen that goes over makeup. This one is actually for sports. This one is for sweating, for getting wet if you're going swimming. The Freelab UV gel is the one I would choose. I'm not affiliated anyway. This is the one I've used, tested, and I like this one. The other ones they just start to wipe off. And when you start sweating, if you're doing hiking or something, snowboarding, it just comes right off. Freelab is the one I would recommend. When I start moving snow around, it's gonna start to get hot, so I'm gonna wear minimal layers. I'm wearing a merino under this. I've got a long sleeve merino on. Then I've just got a hoodie on, and I'll put a light down jacket on, the Patagonia Nano jacket. Then I've got some pants on that are kind of water resistant with some Uniqlo lighter thermals, not the heavy heat techs, the lighter heat techs. Because I know that I am going to get hot as I start moving around. I'll go out of this window here and I have a ladder right besides here. And I'll access the back, it's kind of a flatter roof, and start there. That's going to be the beginning. There's the roof fully loaded up here. We have a solid base. This one you can see the solid base there. So it should be fine to walk on. And this roof here is flat. It's pretty flat. It's not flat, it's flatter. There are also some bars that run across the roof horizontally that retain this snow in place. So that end of this end of snow here has fallen straight down. But you can see under the snow there where there's a bar, and that's stopping the rest of that snow from sliding forward. The snow here is now harder and crystallized. It'll make a good footing. Most of my neighbors have cleared their roof now. I can see this one through here. That person has been up there. That guy is about 80 years old, 90 years old. It's crazy. This roof is self-shedding, my neighbor here. So that doesn't need to be shoveled at all. That just slides right off, and it's building up a huge pile of snow down there. I think I'll set the camera up over there for a time lapse. So I'll climb back down, go up there, set the camera up, and start shoveling. And this is my roof back here. I got the shovels ready to go. I'm gonna climb up that ladder outside the window and start shoveling from the back side. And that's gonna loft up my garden. Let's get started. Very hot now. I just came down to check on how my snow pile is piling up, just so it's safe for the road for people driving by. And I've managed to keep it pretty tidy, relatively tidy. I'll shift it over a little bit away from the road. But I've purposely put that snow towards the front of the property so I can easily remove that. So you'd see, as I was removing that from the roof, I was bringing that across to the right side of the screen so I could have that towards the front here. So it's closer to the road, but I don't want that on the road, of course. So you can see it's fallen a little bit. I'll just push that back a little bit. I've made a solid base up here now.
So I've removed the softest part at the top, that top layer there, which is super deep. I'm taking away it's about 4 feet, 1 meter of snow, which means there's another 2 feet of snow below my feet. And you can see how sturdy it is up here. You just cannot go close to those edges. I'll take a quick break here. It's getting hot. What I've done is I've left a heavy base down on the floor below me here. And this isn't gonna slide anywhere. This is stable here. I'm not going through it. It's compact. And something pretty cool about the snow is that you can see the snowfall patterns. I'll flip it around and show you what I'm talking about. So there in the snow, you can see lines that have, where I've pulled the snow out, lines have naturally formed here, which shows how much snow we've had in a day, for example, before it's formed a crust overnight and frozen over. So this line here looks like that would be one snowfall there. So that would be one snowfall up the top and another snowfall possibly, let's have a look back here. In between that line, there's another line. So we had a light snowfall and that could have been another day of snow here. So that would have been one till about there. And then we had dusty on top, one snowfall, and this is compacted, right? It's warmer now, so it's all got hard and dense. But this shows the lines of the patterns of the snow that we've had so far this year, and we've had some heavy snows. Remember, this is compact. And you can really see it there as I pan the camera around on that angle, the lines in the snow. And these lines that tell the story of what's been happening in the weather is one of the biggest parts that forecasts avalanches, which is why when people go out to do backcountry skiing, backcountry snowboarding, they'll always check the snow by digging a pit and reading how the snow is in that particular area. It could have been snow blown, there's a whole story behind it, but the importance is reading the snow and taking care to understand the story behind it and how it might act when you stand on it, when you slide on it. Yeah, nature is cool. Okay, so I've left a small base on here, mostly for my safety. I'm not going to be taking any more away from this. I've taken off a lot of snow here. And this is fine. A lot of this should melt, hopefully. Some of that will go today. But yeah, mostly for safety, I'm going to leave this amount behind so I can still walk here without sliding on the roof. This is one side, more or less done. This is my mess I need to clear up. It's a motorbike with chains on it. The post office guys ride all winter with chains on their motorbikes. That's the snow from the top of the roof. And check that out. Roof is all cleared. Not that side, but this side is looking good. I've got to move this now. The front side is going to be next. And I know one of the questions that people are going to ask is, why don't they make the roof so the snow doesn't just fall off? And this house right here that I'm looking at, right behind me here, that one has a roof just like that. The roof of this brick-looking house behind me, next to my house, has a melting system on the roof. It's a flat roof, and then it just melts and drains away. Why do a lot of these roofs, like this other one behind me right here, why didn't they make this so that so the snow didn't just fall off straight away without any effort? And the answer is pretty simple, which is these houses were built in the 60s and the 70s, and only at that time was this snow clearing rolling out in Japan. These street cleaners that come through and clean the streets, the hot water channels that run through the streets, that wasn't put in Japan until the 60s, to the 70s. And these houses were already built or being built. And they were being built to hold the weight of that snow through the winter. Some of it, of course, it's cleared off during the winter, but it's been built in a way to hold it in place for as long as it can be held. And my neighbors who are builders tell me that the snow can be as high as about 5 to 6 feet tall before it needs to be cleared. That's the main reason why that's the main reason why you see these roofs this way. The infrastructure these days in Japan is now different to the 1960s and 70s. So snow can fall directly off of the roof, and it can be cleared with snow blowing machines. People have these now. It's common for everybody to own one of these snow blowing machines if you need it for the land that you have, for the property that you have. If you need to move snow away from your house because you have a lot of land or whatever the reason is, you can have your own snow blowing machine. You didn't have that in the 60s. That's why you see flat roofs. I know I keep saying flat roof, they are not flat. What I'm referring to is it's flat enough to hold the snow just like this one. It's not a flat roof. I know what I'm saying. I know it sounds wrong. I'm calling it flat roof compared to one with a higher pitch, like this one right here. This is a heavy pitched roof. This one is flatter. It's a lower pitch roof. But it's been built this way to hold that snow in place. That's your flat roof right there. I should be more correct about how I say this. Low pitch, flat roof. High pitch. These ones are also referred to as self-shedding. They shed the snow when there's enough there, when it gets heated up, and it just drops off the end, just like that. Just like this one. Back of that roof is done. Now look at that, all cleared up. And then the front's just got that heavy cream filling at the front. I need to drop down those big icicles.
Oh,
That's enough snow clearing for today. Wow, exhausted. I've still got to clear up. I'm going to be leaving the shed today. I'm bright red and dripping sweat. Okay, let's go clean up. This is as good as it gets. I gotta clear all this up now. Make a wall in front of my house. This is how it looks after a day of shoveling on the roof. And that's the accumulated snow at the back from the roof today. The roof is looking pretty clear on the back side. And it doesn't look like I'll be parking here anytime soon. This is all compact snow here. I could put a chairlift in. But the good thing is, if I do want to remove this, it's right next to the road here, and I could just get that shifted pretty easily if I had the right equipment. That's going to be next up there. But as I look at that, you can see how the snow has come away from that ladder today, how it's melted a little bit, but it will be compact and heavy. I am exhausted. It's about 4-5 hours later, clearing the roof, clearing the street, clearing the snow away. Whew. And I am tired. There's only 2 things that I want to do at this point. One is coffee, and the second one is an onsen. Let's go to the hot spring. We need a break. I'm gonna walk over to the onsen. I've just seen my neighbor who was watching me clear today. He's a builder. He's been a carpenter in Japan. He does everything. Architect, he's a carpenter. And it's that kind of countryside guy who is able to do anything around construction. And he was telling me it's moving snow off the house is really easy. He said there's an art to the timing when you do it and how you do it. And eventually I'll get used to it, apparently. But that's what you get from living here for almost 80 years, seeing a completely different world. I feel amazing. I feel like a whole new person. My skin, look at my skin. So this hot springs here come straight from Myoko, the mountain here. And it just feels so great having a hot spring. An onsen. So if you didn't know what they are, the onsen is a hot spring. A lot of the time they're from the bored water underground. These ones are tapped in. The hot water is tapped from the top of this mountain here, Myoko. The next stop from here is going to be coffee. And I can feel sleet. We're going to be getting some snow. This is perfect timing for clearing the roof today. And I'll have to do it again shortly, by the looks of it. Let's go get coffee and chill out. Looks like some other people have dropped their snow today from their roof as well. Got this one here and all of this snow here out on the road, getting ready for it to be collected. All of that snow from that roof. Thanks again for joining on this video. This one's going to be kind of controversial. There's a lot of questionable safety issues on this video. I understand. I did this the way that Japanese have been doing this for a very long time. If there are any lessons learned, is that probably when I get the opportunity, I'll install some safety points and maybe even a wire across the top of the roof just to clip in with a harness for an extra safety precaution. There will be times where the snow will be in a condition where it's safe enough to do this, and there will be times where it's very questionable. Every situation will be different, but it does make sense to have some safety points on the roof to be always able to have that backup safety feature. That's something I will be installing. It's a lesson learned. It's something that I will improve on the house and the situation. It's always good to reflect on this stuff and to make improvements for my property, for myself. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe, like, and if you want to buy me a coffee, feel free to shout me a coffee on Ko-Fi. Thanks again. Happy travels. Happy travels. And here it is, right on cue. You remember this road had no snow on it today? Well, it's round 2 because it's already covered. Wow. All the snow down from the roof, as much as I could get safely. All of this snow will be cleared tonight, I hope. Had to make a little tunnel into the house. And down the back. The road is covered again. Oh man, it is non-stop here. And over the back here, the back of the house, massive snow pile from the roof today. Very clear up the backside here. Meanwhile, we have this image of Christmas. It's only just starting, with a lot of snow forecasted for tonight. As it gets colder,
this snow will become more powdery and lighter, but it's already falling in huge chunks. And I have no doubt that I'm going to be out here at 3 o'clock in the morning, once again, just like my 2 a.m. clearing video, with all of the neighborhood as we tackle nature. This is living in snow country Japan. Catch you on the next video.